Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Monday Madness. Slightly different view. You guys like it? I kind of rearranged my desk a little bit and moved my big monitor with the webcam back. Oh, did I freeze? No. Why did it freeze? What's happening? Uh-oh. Okay, am I back? All right, I think I'm back. Yeah, so I moved my monitor back to a little further back on the desk. I added like another like file cabinet behind it and put the monitor on that. And here we are. So still got my books next to me, my Kanban board behind me, some pretty art. Pretty like candle warmer lamp thingy. That looks a little cluttered from that view, so I'm probably gonna have to clean that up, but whatever. Anyway, new office, new me, who dis? So happy Monday, everybody. It's and happy March. I'm very excited for this month. Lots going on, man. So March is my birthday month. It's also my youngest kiddo's birthday month, so we usually do some kind of celebration around this time of the year. And so we've got that to look forward to. Plus, and let's see, the middle of the month, I guess, like the weekend of the 20th, I am going to New Orleans. I'm going to go down to New Orleans on the 18th, I think. And then I'm going to be attending HardyCon, which is like a one-day sort of workshop with my influencer guru friends, parasocial relationship person, Sarah Gannon. She's doing like an in-person event on the front end of the Writer MBA conference, which is a writer conference put on by Russell Noelty and Monica Lionel. And it's that conference is mostly geared, I think, towards indie authors, but I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what I can glean from it. And I will definitely report back and let you guys know. So all of that is on tap for March. In like the non-writing news, right? But in addition to that, we've got a lot of writing stuff going on too. So in case you were not aware, I just finished the, oh, you know what? I don't even have the comments up. Oh, yay, hey. In case you weren't aware, I know Charlie was because she's commented on all my chapters, but I just posted last week. I posted the final chapters of Shadow Card Guardian Book 1 on Royal Road. So if you're unfamiliar with Royal Road, you can, I feel like I'm freezing again, but Marisa says you guys can still hear me. So hopefully that's not too terrible. But I am right now putting a link in the comments. Here we go. So if you can see that. Oh, whoops. That's not the right link. Just kidding. Not that one. Let's go to the page. I will put a link to my railroad story in the comments. And you can read my entire, let me delete this one. Delete comment. And oh, cool, it did too. Delete comment again. Great. Here we go. This is what I want. Yeah, so you can read the entire first book of my Shadow Card Guardian series right now for free on Railroad. So Charlie read it. Thank you so much, Charlie. I'm so glad you liked it. I really, really appreciate you going on there and reading all the, reading the chapters and commenting and really getting my engagement up. That really helps more people to find the story, which, is the overall goal, right? So so that's there. You guys can go and check that out. And just today, I posted the first chapter of Shadow Card Guardian 2. So book 2 is in progress. I am probably close to a third of the way through the full draft, but I have about 3 weeks worth of backlog for posting. So that is... Yeah, you do. Charlie is great for sure. Um, yeah, so I've got about 3 weeks worth of backlog for posting. So I'm trying to get that up. Going to be working pretty heavily the next week or so on, kind of continuing those chapters, trying to get at least a chapter a day written so that, because I only post 3 times a week, right? So that I can get a little bit ahead and finish that out as soon as possible because I have other things in the pipeline. So, which don't get me wrong, great problem to have. But still a task to be accomplished for sure. The other reason why I am pushing hard on Shadow Card Guardian 2 is because this is, I think some of you guys knew this was coming, but this is kind of some big news. I am going to be self-publishing Shadow Card Guardian 1 on April 16th. So the pre-order link will go up probably around March 15th or so, around a month early. And so I'll do like a month of pre-order, and then we'll have Shadow Card Guardian 1. And then as soon as Shadow Card Guardian 1 goes live, Shadow Card Guardian 2 will be available for pre-order. So I got to get it done so that I'm not having too long between releases. And there will probably be a Shadow Card Guardian 3. I am planning on a Shadow Card Guardian 3, but I don't have a timeline for you. Excuse me. I've got the hiccups again. So, oh man, thanks, Charlie. Yeah. So anyway, you guys can go check that out. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, we love reviews. So one of the best ways that you guys can support your favorite authors, if you did not know this, is to leave reviews, right? Leave reviews on Amazon, on Goodreads. I just found this out too. I didn't know this, but especially for like lit RPG properties like Shadow Card Guardian or John Stovall's Demon Card Enforcer, which is the book that Shadow Card Guardian is a spinoff of. You can actually go onto Reddit if you are a Redditor. You can go to Reddit and the subreddit R lit RPG or R progression fantasy. Either of those, if you leave a review there, that will drive actually quite a bit of traffic over to the Royal Road site and or to Amazon to buy the books if that's what you're talking about. So if you spend any time on Reddit, consider leaving a review for your favorite books over there because it can be super helpful, right? Our fantasy romance is another one that I'm particularly interested in because of some stuff that we've got going on later this year. So we'll just go ahead and take that segue to talk about. Let's talk feral fantasy. Oh, cool. I froze in a really, really flattering light this time. That's awesome. I really wish I knew what was up with my StreamYard, you guys. I wish it would stop freezing on me like this. Is it? I don't think I have. Okay. All right. We're back. Hooray. So, yeah. All right. So let's talk feral, right? So as you know, my very good friends, Marisa Wolf and Melissa Olthoff and I have an ongoing podcast. You knew what was coming next? Yeah. We have an ongoing podcast called Feral Ladies, right? And sometimes it's here on this channel. Actually, I don't think I have any episodes here yet, but it will start showing up on this channel. And sometimes it is over on Marisa Wolf's channel here on YouTube. And on that podcast, we talk about just a lot of things that are of interest to us. And I won't say that. So the podcast wasn't necessarily the genesis of this idea, but it all sort of came together because the thing is, so, hey, Ike, because the thing is, next episode will be, you're so great, Marisa. Next episode of Feral Ladies actually will be on this channel Wednesday at 8 p.m. So if you're watching this and you're free Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, come hang out with us. We'll be live in the comments for the premiere. But anyway, the podcast was not necessarily responsible for feral fantasy, which is what I'm about to explain to you, but they kind of sort of go hand in hand, right? Because the three of us, we all wrote fantasy novels, and they're all coming out this year from Baen. So the first one in the lineup will be Mage Light by yours truly, right? So the thing of it is that Marisa, Melissa, and I, oops, my earbuds falling out. Marisa, Melissa, and I all noticed that like we love fantasy, right? And we love romance and we love adventure. And we have noticed that while romantasy itself is rapidly growing as a genre, like it's so hot right now, that there's a fair amount of people, readers, who are commenting on social media and other discussion mediums that they like romantasy, but they'd like just a little bit more fantasy in their romantasy. And all three of us were like, girl, we got you, right? So this is my fantasy adventure. It does have a romantic subplot line, but I wouldn't call it a romantasy because the main thrust of the story, and yes, I did say thrust, and that yes, it was intentional, is not the will they get together as a in a romantic relationship or not. It's more about will the main character choose to overcome her initial conditioning and seize her own power. And so that's what we have here at Mage Light. I made this graphic. Oh, I'm frozen again. Why does it never freeze when I look pretty? Like, what the hell? Maybe it's this. Let me close this out over here. I don't know, man. It's really frustrating. But anyway, okay, here, I'm back. Yeah, so the basic storyline here is you have a sorceress who all her life has been told she's not good enough. And, when you're told that over and over again, every day of your life, eventually you kind of start to believe it. But then through like severe disappointment and heartbreak, all of a sudden she realizes, well, what if that's not my destiny, right? What if I take matters into my own hands? What if I could choose? And in so doing, she finds herself in the care of three very dangerous men who are very invested in keeping her safe. This is a story of found fantasy, yes, found fantasy, but also found family, and of really coming into your own and learning that choices have consequences, but that being adult means making those choices, right? I love this book, you guys. I'm so excited for it. You can actually get it right now in eARC, which is that's available at Baen.com if you're interested. So, but yeah, this one's coming out in May, so look for that in bookstores then. And I would love it if you guys read this and gave it a review, seriously, because it's, number one, I really want to know what you think of it, right? And number two, I think you're going to love it. This project is so close to my heart, because who hasn't felt like maybe they're just not quite good enough and then decided, you know what? Let me try anyway, right? Let me let me silence the haters. Let me see what I can do. So anyway, so that's the first of the fantasy lineup of us feral ladies, and then followed very closely. Well, hello, Andrew. Thank you, sir, for yours. I appreciate you. June, dragons, griffins, military academy setting that actually functions like a no kidding military academy, said Casey Zell, USAFA class of 99. This book, you guys, holy shit. It's been 10 minutes. I read the arc I alpha read this book for Melissa, right? And I read it and I was like, God bless America. I wish I had written that book. It is so good. So good. As many of you know, I became a helicopter pilot for the sole reason that I wanted to fly on the back of a dragon. I wanted to be a dragon rider, a la Anne McCaffrey's Parn. This book has those vibes, you guys, and it's incredibly, incredibly good. And I'm so excited to hold it in my hot little hands and put it on my shelf, even though I've already read it. Like, I'm going to devour it over again. So Oh, something very loud happening outside. I'm sorry if you guys could pick that up. But yeah, this one's coming out in June, and the e-arc is also available. The e-arc just came out, and you guys should go pick it up. You should definitely read it. You're gonna love it. Please, please, please give it reviews so that it too can like spread like wildfire and go viral, right? Because I'm not kidding. You're gonna read it. You're gonna go feral, right? That's why we came up with this whole feral for fantasy, summer of feral fantasy type situation. Oh, thanks, Marisa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this I really can't say enough about Rise from Ruin by Melissa Olthoff. It's going to be your new favorite, probably. That's my prediction, right? Like, and it too has a slow burn romantic subplot, right? Which I absolutely love. Melissa and I were talking about this because, sometimes books with like, especially like the romantasy books, the books with, fantasy and romance mixed together, whether they're a romantasy or a fantasy adventure with romance subplots, sometimes the romance piece gets a little bit of hate, right? Which, to be honest with you, is kind of dumb, in my opinion. I mean, humans pair bond and pack bond, right? That's what we do. We are not solitary animals for the most part, right? And so love and romance and sex, like all of that's kind of an integral part of the human experience. And so to pretend that those things don't exist or wouldn't be part of an adventure, I think is strange, honestly. So I love to see those things in my adventures, in my books when I read them. And both Melissa and I were like, you know what? I'm writing for myself as well as for everyone else, right? But I write the books that I want to read. Like, I am the audience, the target audience for Rise from Ruin, and I am the target audience for Mage Light. And so, anybody out there who's like me, who wants a kick-ass adventure that like is exciting and well-paced and keeps moving, and that wants a story of, people coming together and helping each other to overcome obstacles, both inner obstacles and outer obstacles, and also maybe falling in love a little bit. Yeah, these are for you, and you're going to love these, and you're going to go feral, right? That's the whole goal. So in addition to those, we also have part of the summer fantasy lineup. And I will add to this list as I find out more about what's coming out this summer, from both from Baen and also from some of my indie author friends. But specifically from Baen, I know that Aaron Haskins, who writes under the pen name AC Haskins, has a sequel to his very noir urban fantasy Blood and Whispers that came out a couple of years ago. And the sequel is ready. It's done. And it is coming out in, I believe, August. I don't have a graphic for it because we don't have finalized cover art yet, but as soon as I have one, I will make one of those graphics. So the reason I made these, just so you know, I made these graphics because like the romantasy girlies, they love these with the little arrows that, talk about the tropes and stuff. So yeah. So we're going to do those for our feral books this summer. Same thing with Marisa Wolf. Marisa Wolf wrote a really, really cool fantasy adventure that is surprisingly dark and also has some very sexy vibes to it. Again, like Melissa's, it's kind of a slow burn. I wouldn't call it an enemies to lovers. It's more like an enemies to colleagues. Enemies to coworkers, because they're not really friends yet, but there's definite tension between the two of them, and I love it. Right, I love that tension of, I'm attracted to this person, but he literally tried to kill me when we met, so that's a bit of an obstacle to overcome in our interpersonal relationship. Maurice's book is called A Plague of Magic, and the very basic premise of it is that a young woman who is a bit of a scrounger, kind of a scavenger, she finds this hoard of incredibly valuable jewelry and coins, and it's a treasure chest, right? And she takes it and fences it, and as the pieces start going out, they realize that there's something special about these pieces, something destructive, something has been unleashed, and there's a tiny angry dragon ready to tell her all about just how badly she's just messed up. So I'm going to quote Marisa herself and say it is so good. I cannot wait for you guys to read it. I can't wait to once I get a finalized cover, with the title and her name and everything, I'll do another one of those graphics and you'll see them all over the internet because I will not be shutting up about them. Yeah. Yeah, girl, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's a fantastic book. And for those of you who, like I said, like a little bit of darkness in your fantasy, yeah, this one's for you. This one's for you because Marisa does not shy away. She does not shy away from the destructive potential of magic, which is one of the things that I really, really like about this story. So that one's coming out in September, but rumor has it, I'm going to spill the tea. Rumor has it that there may be copies available at DragonCon at the missing volume. So if you're going to be at DragonCon, I would check that out on day one of the dealer hall opening because you're going to want this book and you're going to want it signed by Marisa and you're going to read it and you're going to reread it and you're going to review it because you're awesome and you're going to spread the word because that's what we're trying to do, right? Because at the end of the day, more readers means more happiness for all of us. So let's have a feral summer, you guys. Let's write some books. Let's read some books. Let's review some books. Let's just have a good time and enjoy what we enjoy. And F the haters, I guess. But yeah. Let's see. So those are the four that I know about that are coming out from Baen this summer that kind of fall into this feral fantasy overarching scheme. But that is by no means all of it, right? Like we've got a ton of incredible books coming out from CKP. We've got a ton of incredible books coming out from Canon Press. I think Charlie let me know. Yep. # Feral Fantasy Summer. Is Canon bringing out another Fae Wars book this summer? Let me know if you know in the comments. Canon Press, if you're not familiar, is run by John F. Holmes, who is a great friend of mine, also an Army veteran, really good dude. And he has a real love for genre fiction. And yeah, he's putting out great stuff. So let me know in the comments what you're excited about that's coming out this summer from any publisher or self-publishing or anything like that, even if it's not fantasy, right? Let's just talk about books for a while. If you are catching this on the replay, feel free to let me know in the comments down below too. What's got your attention this summer? Well, one dropped on the first. Yes, one dropped on the first. So that's a Fae Wars novel, right? One dropped on the first, and she has one in editing right now, but she doesn't have a release date yet. Girl, okay. We need to get in touch with John and see if we can get your book to come out this summer so that it can be part of the Feral Fantasy Summer. What do you think? That'd be awesome, right? Yeah, okay. That's what we're going to do. John, if you're listening, correct. Correct. That would be cool. Yeah. That'd be neat. That'd be really cool. Maybe what we should do, maybe we should get we should get badge ribbons or t-shirts or something that say feral. And then all the cons that we go to this summer, we can have those. I think I might do that. I might do some badge ribbons. That'd be really cool. Yeah. Congrats, by the way, on, cause I know you just finished another one too, didn't you? Yeah, that's awesome. I love when my friends post on social media about their writing progress because it's just so much fun to cheer everybody on, right? And it's kind of inspiring to me, if I'm feeling a little bogged down or a little stuck, when someone's like, hey, I typed the end, it's like, fuck yeah, Charlie can do it. I can do it. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for being an inspiration, girl. I appreciate it. Appreciate it greatly. I had an idea. I was going to talk about something. Can you tell I didn't script this one? I'm just so glad to be back with you guys. Let's see. Next week, let's talk about that. Next week, I think I should be here on the live stream. I think I should be here every week this month, or every Monday this month, except for potentially the 24th, because I will be traveling back from, yeah, Casey Unplugged, unglued perhaps, I don't know. But on the 24th, I'll be, or on the 23rd, I'm traveling back from New Orleans. So I'm going to take the 24th off. And because I'm going to need, that day to kind of catch up and do laundry, all the things you got to do when you come home from a trip. But I will probably have some kind of video for you about HardyCon and Writer MBA. If you guys have seen my videos on the channel with Cassie Emerson, she's another author friend of mine, and she and I are going to New Orleans together. We're going to room together there. She's also a New England writer and big Sarah Cannon fan. And so I think we had talked about maybe doing some vlog type stuff. So let me know in the comments or in the comments down below if that's something that you're interested in. The other thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you is, I promise this is related, but well, it is because of Sarah Cannon. HB90 boot camp. Okay, slight change in emphasis here. When it comes to meeting my writing goals, like doing the HB90 boot camp and embracing the HB90 planning system was for me an absolute game changer. With this system, I have upped my productivity from like 2 novels a year to like between 4 and 6, depending on the year, right? And some of that was with moving, with being on active duty a little bit still, with, homeschooling a kid. It just makes such a difference in terms of like, okay, what do I have time for? Let me take a realistic look at my actual time available to me. How long is it realistically going to take me to do this project? And then, or to meet this goal. And then let me marry those up in a way that feels sustainable and nourishing and is going to allow me to just kick absolute ass, right? That's what HB90 does for me. So this Kanban board that's behind me that has all the pretty sticky notes on it, that's part of it. You don't necessarily need a Kanban board, but I point it out because I think it's pretty. And people sometimes want to know, what the hell is that thing behind you with all the sticky notes on it? But all of that is to say that Sarah's course, she has a planner available on her her Etsy site, which is Heart Breathings on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description. But she also has a course where she takes you step by step through the process of setting your goals, picking your projects, figuring out your tasks, figuring out your time, marrying it all up so that you know exactly what to spend your time on when you have time to work towards your goals. She developed this system for herself because she was struggling with overwhelm when it came to like writing and publishing her books. And so anyway, it's a great course. Highly recommend it. Buy it once, you get access forever. And it is open now for enrollment. So if you are interested in that, check the description down below. As soon as this video goes up, I will include my affiliate link. And it doesn't cost you any extra, but I do get a little commission kickback from Sarah if you join via my link. So that'll be there. Okay. All right. So we've been talking for about 30 minutes. Excited about Feral Fantasy, excited about summer releases. Let's talk about what I'm working on right now. So as I said, for the rest of the month of March, my primary focus is going to be on finishing Shadow Card Guardian 2. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in March because, again, taking a realistic look at my time, right? But ferality ahead, yeah, for sure. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish Shadow Card Guardian 2 in March. I think it's going to take me um, into April. So my goal is to finish it by the time book 1 goes up for or goes live, right? Book 2 will be up for pre-order as soon as book 1 goes live. So I would love it if it was done by the time it goes up for pre-order. That's my goal. And I think I can meet that. That's not an unrealistic goal to finish it by like March 15th, right? Or sorry, April 15th, tax day. So as soon as that is done, then I am switching my focus over to the sequel to Mage Light. So as you'll see here, we have our primary character, Alis, in the front and center. There's also 3 dudes behind her. And book 2 is working title is Blood on the Sand. And we get to explore the backstory of one of these very handsome, very dangerous, very competent men. So yeah, I hope wait, oh, I'm frozen again. No. All right, well, you guys just enjoy looking at my beautiful cover because I can't put it away. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on the sequel to Mage Light. And my goal is to finish that one by LibertyCon, or finish the draft of it by LibertyCon. I would love to have it like finished, edits finished, and everything turned in by DragonCon. I think that's kind of going to be my my plan. Somewhere in there this summer too, I'm also working with Kevin Eikenberry, and Shady. There he is. Oh, why did I do that? Okay. I'm sometime this summer, I'm going to be working with Ike and Shady, Dave Shadoin, and Kevin Eikenberry on a 4HU novel as well. So that's going to be part of this is one of those things that we planned and plotted out at FactoryCon last year, 2024, where in order to close out the current storyline of the 4HU. So more to come on that as it develops. Yeah, should be fun. Looking forward to doing that one as well. And then after that, we'll see. We'll just kind of see how things go. What's going on? Thanks for joining us. Make, clean, and repeat. I love your username. So, all right. That is about all I had to talk about with you guys. So, quick recap. Awesome summer of fantasy. Buy our books, read them, review them, love them, recommend them to your friends, post about them on social media, post about them on Reddit. Thanks, Mark. What's going on, Mark? Mark Stallings is here, you guys. He's an awesome dude too. Yeah. Awesome summer fantasy ahead. Shadow Card Guardian is continuing. That'll be a lot of fun. You can read it for free right now on Royal Road. Also, I meant to mention this too. If you go to Royal Road and you read all of book 1, you binge it, let's just say, just hypothetically, you're into it and you just binge the whole thing. You're like, this is great. I love it. And then you get to chapter 1 of book 2 and you're like, what the hell happens next? Got you. You can, in fact, read ahead. If you go to my website and join the Dragon's Horde, which the link for that is in the description of this video already. You can go to my Dragon's Horde page. The free tier of my Dragon's Horde is absolutely free, and you get my newsletter updates and some free short stories. And I would love, love, love to have you join there. However, if you would like to get early access to my chapters, there is an option for both my Shadow Card Guardian chapters, but then there's also an option for my my book format chapters, right? So early access to Mage Light chapters, early access to Mage Light sequel chapters, if you've, that kind of thing. You can join one of my paid tiers and you will get access to those. This is a membership that I am running and offering for my super fans. So if that's you, please come join. I would love to have you. It's just a way for you to support me directly and for me to shower you with the love, affection, and attention that you deserve. so, um, so yeah, like I said, link down low. Look for the Dragon's Hoard down in the description. Okay, so great summer for Feral Fantasy. Oh yeah, and even free members of the Dragon's Hoard get access to my my private Discord too. So all members of the Dragon's Hoard do, but that is also available to the free tier. So yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments and it's distracting me. Great summer Feral Fantasy. Read the books, review them. Go check out Shadowcard Guardian. Read it for free. Decide you want more. Join my membership to support me directly and get early access. Look for Mage Light in May, Rise from Ruin in June, Erin's book in August, and Plague of Magic in September. Charlie's going to let us know when her Fae Wars novel comes out, and we'll talk about that. And yeah, it's going to be a good year, man. It's already been a good year. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Happy March. Thank you for joining me. So good to see you. I'm Casey Zell. This is my writer life. Like the video. All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Again.